저 안에 지금 아주 감동의 투박이라 30년간
Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Good morning, ma'am. We can hear you.
Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Hello. Hello, ma'am. We can hear you.
All right, then. So, okay, before the other mentees join, we could wait for them for like 5 more minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, then. But before that, I think Sophia, Bimbi, and Maria are here. We also have our mentor here who goes by the name Mr. Mustafa Ango. So can you just quickly introduce yourself to your mentor who is going to be taking you the idea development class today? And can you just kindly introduce yourself to him? But first of all, I'll go first. My name is Rashida and I'll be overshadowing today's classes. So Sophia, if you can go next.
Okay, good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Sophia by name.
Okay, can you tell us more about you?
Okay. Oh God.
Come on, just say anything.
Like
Recording in progress.
Okay, so let me help you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ango Mustafa. So, and I would want the introduction to be in this way. You tell me your name, where you're joining in from, and then since we're in entrepreneurship class, you tell me if you have a business you're running, if it's an idea you have that you're yet to flesh out, or if you already have an existing business. So let's do it that way to save time.
okay. So I'm Sophia. I'm joining from Lagos, and my business is still on an idea, like how to start up the business and how to target some customers for my business. Thank you.
Can you give us like a brief of like what the idea is about?
Okay, it's how to how will I put it? Sorry, I have some cough. Okay, the business is all about how to, will I put it, how to mix yogurt with cola and target the customers, like just like a food drink like that.
Okay.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sophia. Maria, do you want to go next? Our mentor here have given us a very beautiful format. So please, can you go ahead?
All right. Hi, my name is Maria Hussein. Hi. My name is Maria Hussein,
Okay.
and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm currently running a little known business. I sell cups, that is milk cups, like the local Hausa cup. And I also have a business idea, which is I want to start a cookie business. My main targets are for now, a school and maybe shops I live with around my area.
Yeah, Mariam, I'm interested in what you're saying. Can you go on?
Is there a problem with the network or what?
Yeah, I think there is, because I didn't hear anything Maria said afterwards.
Okay.
But I can hear you fine.
Okay.
And it's 9 minutes already. I think we'll just go ahead and start.
Okay.
We
So how
have,
many mentees are we expecting?
I think, about 10.
Okay.
So we have half the number.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. Like I earlier introduced, my name is Ango Mustafa. Kindly confirm if you can see my slide.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing about idea generation.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we're going to be discussing about idea generation, idea generally, you understand? How we come up with idea, and then the first, Sophia introduced a business that is still in idea stage, and then I think Maria said she sells carbs, and then she has an idea to, is it food or something? I didn't get that very clearly. So sometimes the idea you have in your mind, after following some sets of processes, the idea might like transform into something else. The idea might like take shape from the initial thought you had. So our discussion today, and as much as possible, I like this to be a very, very interactive session. So I'm going to be asking questions, and I need you to ask me questions. Like this is not your conventional classroom. So let's just speak heart to heart. Let's learn from one another. So idea generation. So can someone tell me what you understand by an idea to start with? I'm waiting. So, or should I start calling names? Can you all hear me at all?
Idea means thought.
Okay. Like your thoughts, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay. You can see what you understand by an idea.
an idea. Let me just say, like it's just you thinking about something and looking at how it can work and turn into a reality or something. I don't know, but that's what I can think of right now.
Okay, okay. So okay. So basically, an idea is a thought, is something you have in mind to do, something you, well, the definition that Maria gave us was like, does that mean that anything you're thinking is an idea? No. Like your intention is to achieve a desired outcome from your thoughts. So this is not like a formal definition, but for the purpose of us understanding this, you can largely say an idea is your thoughts that that you have expectations for you to achieve a desired outcome, either to make profits, either to solve a problem. Like you just want it to achieve something. So that's basically an idea. So they said here, all achievements, all end riches have their beginning in an idea. And Napoleon Hill said this, all achievements, all end riches have their beginning in an idea. Like think of, like maybe, I think all of us probably have an account with Twitter, on Twitter. And then just some few weeks ago, I learned that the original idea of Twitter was not a social network. It wasn't meant to be a social network in the beginning. It started off as like a podcast sharing platform, where we all know what a podcast is, where you like record some ideas, some thoughts, and then you share for people to learn, or we all know what the podcast is, though. So as they started, they begin to get feedbacks from their first sets of adopters, and then it transformed into a social network where people can share idea and share what's on their thoughts. So everything you see, like Facebook, everything, even the cars we drive, the clothes we wear, like everything. And then most of those businesses that are succeeding now, everything started with an idea. And everything you can think of started with an idea. So that's your Fura and Fura and business. It's an idea that, if carefully fleshed out, only God knows how much money you can make from that. So, okay, I think I've briefly introduced myself earlier. Ango Mustafa. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a clothing business, menswear, and I'm also a product manager. I build and manage digital products. And then you can learn about me at angomusti.me, and I'm on all social media platforms at Angomusti. So this is me. So let's get started. So some of the things we're going to be discussing today is idea generation. What exactly is idea generation? Why do we need to generate ideas? And then how do we generate those ideas? And then there's like just a brief activity that we're going to be doing at the end of this session, and then we have our conclusion. So this is basically what we're going to be discussing today, and I'm made to understand that I'll be with you this week, next week, and the upper week. So we have quite a number of time we're going to be meeting together. So the earlier we familiarize ourselves, the better we enjoy the learning experience. So what is idea generation? We've discussed about what an idea is, and then from generation, we should understand what it means to generate idea. So this definition tells us an idea generation is the creative process. Creative process. You can see I highlighted that creative process or procedure that a company or an individual uses in order to figure out solution to a number of challenges. A creative process or a procedure. So it's not just one thing. And it's not just something that you do and then you feel like you've come up with this idea and then that is the end of it. It's a process. It's something that is continuous. If for this Sophia that said she wants to start, is it a fura and something? You won't just come up with that idea at the end of it. No. After coming up with the idea of the business, you begin to think out the idea about, okay, how do you source your material? How do you do your packaging? How do you do this? How do you, like, it continues. It continues. It's something that you keep working on every day. And then and your business has to be solving a particular problem. It has to be like providing solution to someone's problem for your business to be very viable. Like, you need to be solving a problem for me to think it is worth it, for me to dip hands into my pocket and pay you money. So whatever idea you're coming up with, it should be in a way to figure out solution to a number of challenges or problems that your ideal customer is facing. So if you're not solving a problem per se, you won't generally expect anyone to come and buy from you. So if you're solving an immediate problem of someone, then it will be worth it for that person to dip hands into his or her pockets and patronize you. So why is idea generation important for business growth? Please, if you have any business while this is going on, you can raise your hands or you comment on the chat platform, and then such that I can understand what. Okay, I see Priska just raised her hand. Is it a question? Can you ask your question?
Good day, sir. Sorry, you said if you have any business or question.
Yes, no, any idea, like any question with what I've discussed so far.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Okay, so you just joined. So I think you should introduce yourself and then you tell us about a brief about you, where you're joining in from. And then if you have a business you're currently running or it's still at an idea stage.
Okay. Good day, everyone. I am Priska Ogona by name.
Okay.
Joining from Kebbi State, Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I currently running a business, digital business and non-digital business as well. So I joined to I previously joined the US UI design. So, but because I'm currently having a little issue with my business growth, I deem it why that I come here and then fix that up. So I'm hopeful that at the end of this class, at the end of this whole class of entrepreneurship, I'll be able to sort the current issue I'm facing in my business out. Thank you very much.
Interesting. So it's amazing how you tend to sell yourself short. You said you have a digital business and this business. Like, for every opportunity you have to talk about your business, like say it's like with your full chest. I don't understand what you mean by digital business. I don't understand what. So your next customer might be on
Okay,
this week.
okay.
So you can, okay, this is the business I am running. This is what I am doing. You understand? So such that someone should know about your business. Digital business is vague. You understand me? You're not really telling us about your business. You're just talking. So this tell us specifically what you're doing.
Okay, sorry. I thought I should be short because of time and then not to disrupt the class.
No,
All right,
make it-
so I'm currently a photographer, cinematographer, and
Yeah.
designer, yes.
Oh,
And then I
good.
also do beverages production like cocoa tea production, custard,
Okay.
milk, yogurt, noodles, and the rest here.
Interesting. You see, in less than 30 seconds, we were able to understand what you're doing. So please, each time you have an opportunity to talk about your business, like make it as brief as possible, yet then make it as explicit as possible. You understand me? So I see Maria's hand up. So ask your questions before we continue. Maria, are you with us?
Yes, my question here is you talk about business promotion, and I was thinking about my own cookie business, which is it's not yet. I still have the idea for now.
Okay.
I've not like launched it yet, and also about my cup business, also falling back a little.
Okay. So let's do it this way. We're going to have like a session where like we're going to be discussing, we're going to like
also like when it's
your network seems to be breaking. So Maria, just raise your hands down, and then at the course or probably at the end of this session, we're going to be discussing about individual business. You tell me some of those problems you have with your business. I'll see like some of those ideas I can share with you, and then we discuss about it. So, but let's just continue with this. And then if you have any question regarding what we're discussing in this session, then each time I give the opportunity to ask questions, please raise your hands up. But regarding your personal individual businesses, we're going to have like a one-on-one session where everybody will talk about, will be given a chance to talk about their business, and then we can prefer solution. So let's forge ahead. So why is idea generation important for business growth? You know, they say the ability to create and develop new ideas allows you to, number one, identify new opportunities. Like wherever position you are or your business is, wherever stage it is, there's a potential for it to get to a next level. And then there's no business that you can say that have reached a peak. You understand? There's always a room for every business to grow. There's always some customers that a business have not reached yet. So you need ideas to like come up with those opportunities you can capture and then develop new ideas. Like when I was introducing idea generation, I said, it is something that is a process. If that is where you see that sometimes you have this company and then after a while, they will rebrand the packaging, or they rebrand the product, or they add some extra ingredients or do something that would make you see the product in a different light. Like when you're already used to like seeing something in a way, like it gets boring. But a company will come up with a new idea, and then if you're saying it, this new one, you'd want to patronize because you think it's another thing, but it's just the packaging they changed. You understand? So coming up with ideas, refining old ideas, like making it look new. Even you might decide to go and buy the new brand of Omo because they change packaging. You understand me? So ideas are very, very important every day. You know why most of our businesses that we have, mostly down here in the Northeast, we get very comfortable with what we are used to. And then year in, year out, and if a new competitor comes in and then comes up with something entirely new, and then they take your feet off the market. So refining your ideas and developing new ideas is very, very important for your business growth. And then update current practices. In this our world of ever increasing innovation, like the technology of today is already outdated by next week, or by next month, or by next year. So year in, year out, as a business owner, you need to think of how is your business operation or your business mode of operations, how is it meeting up with the current trends? How is it meeting up with the current innovation? So all of those practices, you have to find a way. If you're used to taking records or you're taking payments manually, most businesses are going cashless, and people prefer to even transact with someone that has like some digital way of accepting and processing payments. So all of those things, they all rise and fall on ideas, staying relevant. Like you can't be, the story of Nokia, like for some of us that used Nokia in the past, we all knew how Nokia was like. If you never use Nokia, you never start. You understand? But they failed they did everything they needed to do, but they failed to meet up with current trend. When the world was moving away from Java OS, Symbian OS, and all of those other operating systems that the phones were using into Android, they felt they didn't need Android. And then every other brand overtook them. You understand me? So staying relevant is very, very important. And then to make positive change happen in your organization, like no business stand the test of time by sticking to one thing over a period of time. Like Coca-Cola has been in existence probably during the time of our forefathers, but every year, every quarter, like I will even see, they have different marketing campaign that they come up with. Today, they will tell you share a Coke with, they write a name or something. That is an idea. Share a Coke with, they put a particular name. I don't know if any of us remember those ads. Today they will say they are doing this Coke reality something. Tomorrow they are doing that thing. They want to stay relevant. They want to like stand the test of time. And every year, billions and millions of people are still drinking the same Coke that we all that we've been drinking for centuries now. So the idea and generating idea is very, very important on your business growth than any other thing else. You can have the most wonderful idea. You can be solving the most like biggest of all problems and solutions. But if you don't refine your ideas, if you don't come up with new ways to make it like work, like your existence in the business world might be very, very short time. Do we get it? So let's move ahead. So creative thinking inspires ideas. Ideas inspire change. Creative thinking. And we're going to come to some of those creative ways that you use to come up with ideas and inspire change. So this is one of the ways you generate ideas. One of the ways you generate ideas, they said brainstorming. We all are aware of what brainstorming is. They said brainstorming aims to encourage the generation of ideas, of new and unusual ideas in a group of people. Like probably maybe you and some of your staff or some of your friends or your business associates want to come up with something. And then you can use brainstorming. And then individually, you can use brainstorming to come up with an idea. And then there are like 5 techniques you can use in brainstorming. They said, number 1 is let your ideas flow naturally. Don't limit it. Number 2, build and develop your ideas more and more. Number 3, consider visual brainstorming. Draw what you're thinking about or you write it down. Number 4, it's a good idea to make alternative plans. And number 5, stay focused on the target of your topic. And one interesting thing with brainstorming is there's no right or wrong answer when you're brainstorming. Like some of those crazy ideas that everyone thought was crazy, everyone thought it wouldn't work in the past, they are our reality now. They are what we live for now. Do we get it? If someone had talked about, let's say, accepting payments using like all those Paystack and Flutterwave in the late 90s and early 20s, I believe some of us listening to me now will say, how can I trust anyone with my money? You understand? And I'm not seeing the person, and I'm just using one computer to send and receive payments. It's a crazy idea in the past, but someone had thought about it. Someone had written it down. Someone had done all of those things. So those crazy ideas are the reality that we have now. So when you are brainstorming and then you have your target in mind, picking the one that it's relevant to the situation and what you want to achieve now should be written down separately. Those crazy ones that you feel should be somewhere. So, and then when times changed, and then those crazy ideas are the reality of the day, already you have something already written down for it. And that is why some of those big companies already have solutions for every situation we are in this era that we have now, because they have tons of ideas in their shelf that they are waiting for times to change. So do we get it? So next one is creative thinking. So coming up with ideas, especially innovative ideas, needs creativity and supported by certain creative techniques. It's a true creativity process is usually applied through a person, product, process, and place. Thus, creativity means that a creative person develops great idea and novel products through creative process in a creative environment. Like, ever wonder why an architect will always want to go and draw in his or her studio? Or an artist want to draw in his or her studio? Or ever wonder why a fashion designer will just want to be in his or her space and then take his or her notepad and begin to sketch? So that creative thinking, if you want to use creative thinking to come up with an idea, you need to be in that safe space, in that creative environment, or in that environment that inspires you to create. And then you use all creative processes. It could be sketching, it could be drawing, it could be like writing down some things, it could be like anything. But if creative thinking makes you be in that space where your mind is free, where you can just think freely and create freely. So this is another way of idea generation. Please, in any course of the session, if you're not clear with anything, please always bring me back, raise your hands up, and then you ask question. So design thinking. Design thinking is another approach. Probably we've not seen this before. Probably we've seen this before. We talked about creative thinking. Now we are talking about design thinking. So what exactly is design thinking? They say design thinking is an approach to problem solving and ideation processes that works through 4 key elements. The user as the starting point, interdisciplinary team, iterative processes, and in a creative environment. Like the design thinking approach works more with like digital products, like with when you're working amongst cross-functional teams, like you're building all of those apps and products. They use design thinking often, you understand, to come up with ideas, to build solutions that put the user at the central point. Like you're creating the idea to solve a particular problem of a particular user. So why not put the user at the center of your idea? So that's basically what design thinking is. And then there are like 6 ways or 6 processes that design thinking is. If you look at the image beside this text, we have number 1, empathize. Empathize and defines comes under understand. Like if you all understand what empathy means, is putting the user or your customer in your shoes, or putting yourself in the shoes of your customers, like feeling their pain. You want to build something that would let's say solve a problem for, let's say, a physically challenged individuals, and then you've never met any physically challenged before, you've never interacted with any physically challenged before, you don't know any, you've never interviewed them, you've never done anything that would make you understand how they are feeling. Like there's no way you can solve a problem that will really, really solve their problem. they come up with an idea that will really, really solve their problem. So under empathize, they said, conduct research to understand, to develop an understanding of your user. You want to sell caps, just like what I think Maria said. It's not everyone that wears Tangarang or wears the normal Hausa caps. Like personally myself, it gives me some kind of headache when the cap stays on my head, especially those ones that they starch very well. And then now you ask me, what kind of cap would you like to wear aside from this? See, if I cannot buy the normal Hausa cap from you, but if you have an idea of the other kind of cap I would like to wear, if you incorporate that into the offerings or the number of caps you want to be selling. See, if I did not buy the normal cap, then I'll buy the other one. But if you didn't ask me questions, if you didn't understand what I want, you might probably not have a market from me. So empathy is like putting your customer in your shoe, or yourself in the shoes of the customer, and then feeling the pain of that customer, understanding what problem they really have, and then define. They said, combine all your research and observe where your user's problem exists. After doing your empathy, doing your research, you need to find a way to observe where are these problems coming from, and then ideate, generate a range of see, crazy here, crazy and creative ideas. Please, are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay, have I been making sense? So I won't just be talking.
Yes,
talking.
you have.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
So at any point, if you are not hearing me or if there's any glitch somewhere, please let me know. So we won't spend the whole of the session, and then there's any break at any point. So let's continue. So under ideas, generate a range of crazy and creative ideas. Like I said in the beginning, there's no idea that is crazy. If someone, when Elon Musk came up with Tesla, someone would be like, what a very crazy idea. We would want to drive an electric car probably some years ago. But now we are living that life. Do we get it? Now we are living it. So after doing all of those things, after doing all of those, empathize, define, ideate, then you prototype. By prototyping, it means you like do a representation of the idea, come up with like a minimum viable product, something very small that you will show to your customer, not the entire team. You understand? It's just like you have an idea, you have an intention to build a car, and then you start with a bicycle. You know, from bicycle, you would know, okay, you grow from there. When you understand how the two wheels work, when you launch a 4-wheel, you won't have a problem. Do we get it? But most of us, we want their whole idea to be complete before we launch. You learn from your customers. Since they are the one you're building it for, you start with something small. That's one of those reasons why they will say, start small, but think big. Start with something small. Launch it. Use those ideas to improve on the product. It said, build real and tactile presentation for a range of your ideas. Something very small. Then return to your users for feedback. Like once you get feedback from them, then you go back again. Like all of those digital products. Now you ask yourself, on Google Play, on Apple store, there's a place where they write, is it feedback or comment or something? Ask yourself, why do they need to ask those comments? Why do they need to ask questions?
Review section.
You review, you understand? It's when they know what they've done wrong, they would know how to improve on it. So it is very, very important. See, no matter how small your business is, always ask your customers for feedback. Like it is your customers that knew the pain they are feeling. You at some point, you might not really have an idea, you might not know. You understand? But when customers keep telling you, me, I don't like this thing. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I don't like this one. Oh. If you have, let's say you have 200 customers, and then one particular process you've been doing, 150 of your customers complain about it, then it is high time for you to know that this idea is not working. Let's refine it into what they like. You are doing it for the sake of the customers to start with. So why not do what they want? You understand me? So sometimes people will forget that you have a very creative idea. You understand? They will forget that you have a very creative idea. But if you're not solving their problem. So the moment you're solving your customer's problem, forget it, you have a business. Ask yourself, why do you think that Dangote is the richest black man in Africa? Because he's solving a problem of the common man. Every idea is coming with, everything he's doing is solving the problem of the common man. Right from when he started saying they want to start building refinery, even before all of this fuel scarcity and everything, they must have already come up with this idea that, okay, at this time, there will be this crash in the oil market globally. So why don't we start it in Nigeria? You understand me? So ideas is not something you just do and keep. It's a continuous effort. So let's move forward. So, okay, we've talked about design thinking. So let's do a bit of a recap. Can someone take me through the first three idea generation techniques that we've talked about? You don't need to explain, just tell me 1 is this, 2 is that, 3 is this one. I'll call name now. So let me start with Bimbi Ibrahim. I haven't heard her talk since.
Good thing.
Yes.
So the first one we had was brainstorming.
Okay.
Yeah. The second one, creative thinking, and the third, design thinking.
Okay. Thank you. So what else do we have that I haven't? Okay, Mariam.
Okay, the first one is brainstorming. The second one is creative thinking. And the third one is design thinking.
Okay, so let's move forward. Let's move forward. So I want to believe you're all following and then it's been impactful so far.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that's me asking for feedback. You understand? Before I continue, do you get it? So if it doesn't make sense if I keep talking and talking and talking, and then you're not understanding anything. If I keep talking and talking and then it's not making any sense to you, it doesn't make. It's as good as us. Just stop it. So whatever it is you're building, whatever idea you're creating, the people you have in mind that you're creating that product for or that solution you want to sell is very, very important. You keep asking them. You keep knowing, okay, is this thing really solving a problem? Are they really like enjoying it? Are they using it? So when you have those solutions, when you have that conviction that you're solving a problem, then you are in business. So let's continue. So the next one is reverse thinking. Someone will be like, what does reverse thinking mean? Like, why do I need to think reverse? They say reverse thinking can be a unique way to inspire a team that's stuck or looking to shift its perspective. It can also be entertaining to some degree because it stunts the world and the team's directives upside down. During group discussion, the team outlines their ultimate goal and then brainstorm methods for achieving the opposite. It works as an idea generator because it shakes
So we
the
cannot
team.
see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen?
Yes.
Ah. What about now?
We cannot still see it.
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So let's continue. It said during group discussion, the team outlines their ultimate goal. You have the goal in mind and then brainstorm methods for achieving the opposites. It works as an idea generator, but it shakes the team, loses its perspective by approaching the goal in backward fashion. Unique ideas often reveal themselves. Okay, now, because I work in the fashion industry, okay, you know, in the early 2000s or in the late 90s, we have some form of clothes that just FUBU or tight jeans, but now we are seeing crazy jeans. Now we are seeing people comfortable with wearing clothes that are torn. The ideal thinking is for you to have a cloth that will cover the entire part of the body. But the reverse part of it is to, why don't we tear this part of the cloth? Why don't we do this? Doing the opposite of it. So probably the idea of crazy jean, the idea of, which lady's dress do I know that?
Crop tops.
Crop tops, you understand? Probably came up from like a reverse thinking. You understand me? It's like, this is the right way. Let's think about the opposite way. This is the ideal way. Let's think about the other way. You know, there a time will come when that's your opposite way, when that's your reverse thinking will be the reality of the time. So when that time comes, you don't need to start thinking about it. That is why some brands like Nike, like FUBU, like Versace, like Gucci, like year in, year out, they stay relevant because they have in their vaults ideas that will probably take centuries before they go down. So reverse thinking is another way too. If people are used to drinking yogurt and fura this way, which other opposite way will they want to take it? And then it's because the idea is not common, it's not what people are used to. People would want to test it and see. Do we get it? Because a lot of the first people that tend to buy or do something from you, they just want to try it out and see. Like, I'm that kind of person. If a new restaurant or something new comes up, like I would just want to try it and see, because I'm very fast. Like, I manage products, I build products. So it's very important for me to know, how is this new product? What makes it new? And then why did they come up with it? So reverse thinking is another way of idea generation. Then role play. They said if a team is a little bit dramatic, they may find role playing an effective brainstorming technique. This time, ask your team to adopt a persona of a target group. Potential customers, current users of your service, visitors to your social media platforms, whatever group you are hoping to reach. The idea is to generate feedback as a member of that group. In order to successfully complete the idea generation experiment, you need to deeply understand the concern and the need of that target group. It's like you are in, you want to build products for, let's say, old people, or let's say young children, let's say young adults or children. You know, in the beginning, they said a little bit dramatic. Then you have someone in your team, probably dressed like an old person, or probably take a role of like an old person. And then you begin to like just play around it. Like, you need to see how companies like Google, how they work. You know, they work like they are not working. They tend to like play, and out of those, like, that's like a creative process as well. They tend to build amazing solutions. Like I said, if you don't put your user at the center of whatever it is that you want to build, it is like a failure on an arrival, because you're building it for that person to start with. The last line here says, you need to deeply understand the concerns and needs of the target group. So we have forced relationship. So we're going to like be taking, probably like a 10. They say the class is supposed to end by, is it 1 or 2?
2.
2, okay. So we're going to be taking, after this particular one, we're going to be taking break of, let's say, like 15 minutes for us to probably just refresh, and then we'll come back. And then I've already registered all your names in my head. I want to see everyone back after this. Are we okay with that? Do you have an agreement?
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue. So let me just round up this. So for first relationship, they said another approach that can be a fun way of encouraging new ideas for product development for your team is your team brainstorms different ways to bring two unrelated items or ideas together in a first relationship. For example, what products would you develop by combining your microwave with touchscreen, a remote control with a teddy bear? Do we get it? Like things that naturally don't match, things that naturally can't work together. But you're thinking and brainstorming of ways to, okay, let's pick a cup. Let's pick a cup and a remote together. And then see, years from now, there could be a cup that you need to, okay, you press remote on it, and then without plugging it to anything, it will start eating up and then maintain the temperature of the cup. And there are tons of other things like ideas or products that we are using now that are products of the first relationship. Because no one would have thought electric bikes, or which other one will I think of? Please give me ideas. Give me ideas. Electric bikes. What else? What else? Give me ideas. Give me ideas of something like a product you knew, like this is like two unrelated things joined together, and we are currently using them. None we can think of. Priska.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I say there's no idea you can think of or a product you can think of that you feel it's as a result of a first relationship.
Okay. I've seen a phone that has not a phone, a wristwatch that has a diary.
That has a diary.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, interesting. That's on a normal day, those are two different things that are not related. You understand me? But they were forced together, and then they were like, this and this, let's put them together, and then let's see if they will form a product. Like something that just came to my mind was a camera and a plane. A camera and a small, like, or let me say a camera and a kite. Then we have drones. You understand me? So there are tons of ideas that as a result of this. Companies, products will just say, okay, let's marry these two together. Unlike the first marriage, first relationship of products, like you force these two things together and then it creates amazing solutions. So I want to believe you all understand all of these idea generation techniques. I'm waiting to hear. Bimbi, Priska, Mariam, Maria, and Sophia.
Yes, we do, but please, I wanted to probably differentiate between creative thinking and reverse thinking.
And reverse thinking. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll do that, but that will be after the break.
Okay.
Any other question? If you have something that is not clear, can you mention it here now? Then we'll discuss it after the break. Or I leave you to probably think about a question you want to ask or something you're not clear with during the course of the discussion. Then when we're back from the break, let's say by 1:15, we should be back. So 1:15, then we can discuss from there. So any question, anything you're not clear with? Okay, so let's go on the break now, and then would converge by 1:15.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I think we can just start. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
So Priska asked a question before we go. I think she's not back yet. So probably I'll just leave the answering of the question till the end of the class. So maybe when she's back. So I want to believe you understood everything we've discussed since the beginning of our session today. Yes, is there any question? Sorry, I had to quickly run to do something. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we understood everything from the beginning, right? Okay, let me just assume we understood. So we're going to be discussing succeeding with your idea generation. Like, there are some things that you need to put in place before you even start saying you want to generate ideas, you want to do this, you want to do that. You understand? They say before engaging more people to use these tools, those techniques we've talked about in the beginning for generating ideas, there are a few tips that can help you get more out of your ideation methods. Like, define the problem or the opportunity. This is the problem you want to solve. Define the problem to start with. Okay, you want to come up with like a product selling fura, mixing dambu and nunu, or probably yogurt, or just define it. It won't make any sense for the problem you want to solve not to be clear in your own mind to start with before you want to prefer a solution to it. So define the problem. This is the opportunity that you've seen. Understand the opportunity. Understand the people you're selling it to. Understand, like, it won't make any sense. It won't make any sense for you to say, okay, you want to create, let's say, since vast majority of us here on the call are based in the north, yeah. Like, let's say you want to start a brand of hijab or abaya, and then just because you wear it, and then you want to come up with a brand of abaya that you feel you will be comfortable in. If at the end of the whole thing, you're not the only one that's going to wear it. You understand me? Even though there's a market, people are wearing it now, people are doing all of those things now, but it's not just about you, the business owner. It's not about you, the idea generator. Let me use that word. It's about the people you want to sell the idea to. So define the problem they have to start with. If, like, plus size ladies find it hard to get their size of abaya, if you want to go into that niche market, understand, okay, do they really find it hard to get their size in the market? And there are people that their business is basically based on serving the plus size markets. So when you understand the problem they have, is it with the fitting of the bust or is the hips that is the problem for them? So you know what you're going to like leverage on. How large is the market? How many of those plus size people will want to buy? So once you identify and you're able to define this thing, whatever idea you're creating, you're coming up with, it will all fall into place. It will be tailored towards getting the solution that they need. So although this seems obvious, the more accurately you're able to describe your current or perceived problem opportunity, the better your chances of actually generating useful idea. Like if you don't really understand, or if you don't really understand their problem, you might not necessarily generate useful ideas. So before you start, try to gather as much information about the problem as possible to get to the heart of the problem. Identify what you already know about it and what information is still needed. Just because you're a lady, just because you're a woman, doesn't mean you can speak for the tons of women out there. You understand me? There are several people that have several tastes and several wants. Everybody knows what they want. So speaking with them, learning from them will make you like have a glimpse of what the ideal solution would be for them. So involve the right people. That's the second one. Like, what do I mean by the right people here? It's like they said, for your ideation to be as productive as possible, it is important to involve the right people to the process. Engage those who know about the topic and are genuinely interested in making change in your organization, or genuinely interested in the problem, or genuinely interested in the solution. If you plan to engage a large group of people to generate ideas, make sure your audience is relevant and well informed on the product, on the subject. Okay, like the first example I made is you want to make a buyer for plus size ladies, and you are talking to your slim friends. You don't have a market. You understand me? You want to make a buyer for plus size ladies. Okay, it's okay if you are like slim, and then you want to create a problem for them. But it will make tons of sense if you are plus size too, and then you might feel the pain, you might understand what you are going through. You understand me? So talking to the right people, like nothing is coming to my head now at the moment, Sha. But you already understand what I mean. So involve the right people, speak to the right people, and then learn from them. In that way, it will help you succeed with your idea. Like you can't be selling a product to someone that doesn't need it. You can't be creating an idea of a product to someone that won't really understand what you have in mind. You won't be ideating or doing brainstorming with someone that have little or no idea what you have in mind. Your values are not aligned. So it's very, very important when you're creating your idea, make sure you are involving the right people and make sure you are the right person to do that idea and to start with. So we're going to be talking about like you yourself. Are you in the best position to work on that idea? You understand me? It's not enough. It's not all business is for everyone. Not everyone can succeed in every business. You understand me? We all have different entrepreneurial DNA. So it's very important for you to know, aside from you involving the right people, are you the right person to work on that idea? You're not outspoken. You're a very like an introvert, and then you're running a business that involves you to be talking and interacting and socializing with people every time. Like you're going to find it very, very difficult. So it's very important for you to understand that not only involving the right people, but are you the right person? So the next one is set constraints. Like this is what you want to achieve. Like when I was mentioning brainstorming, I said there's no right or wrong answer, right? But it has to be within a limit. You can't just be thinking off the point. Like He said communicating any idea is a good idea, but may hinder creativity. So make sure your goals are ambitious and specific enough. One way to get more of actually creative, one way to get more of actual creative ideas from your audience is to set constraints. Give them something to think about, not just anything. If your general goal was to reduce costs, you want to reduce the amount you're spending to produce your products, then it is likely that the people would suggest ideas such as spending less on office equipment or buying cheaper coffee. If your idea is to sell this ring, for example, to someone, everything you're talking about should be around ring. You understand? It shouldn't start from something else. Even though we talked about forced marriage and the likes, but for that particular moment, this is what you want to achieve. So whatever idea you're coming up with, it should be tailored towards the constraint. It should be tailored towards the goal that you have. So I think that's the end of our session today. Like we discussed about what idea generation is. We discussed about why idea generation, and we discussed about how some of those techniques, and then we have 3 tips that would enable you achieve success with your idea generation. So I have a class activity for you to do, but I would convert this to an assignment. I want us to use the rest of this of our time today to discuss. I'll tend to answer questions. We talk more about individual businesses, some of those problems that you have, some of those that you need help with. We just talk freely, you understand? So, but let me start with, let me share the class activity or the assignment for you all now, and then you can start thinking and start working on it. We're supposed to meet again next week, Saturday. So on this slide now, you're seeing 4 images. And then the activity here is, these are 3 sets of people from these are 4 sets of people from of different ages, different needs, different desires, different stages in life. Come up with individually 50 products. 50 products you can sell to the teenage young girl. 50 you can sell to the young, the toddler, the baby. 50 you can sell to the grandma there, or the aged woman there. 50 you can sell to the young child here. So you can pick only one of them. Just pick any one of them, anyone. So when you come up with that 50, if you decide to work on the or I will even let me do it this way. I will share for individuals the ones you work on. Then when you come up with 50 products they can use or they can buy from you, then after stating the 50, then out of those 50, there will be some that are related or some that can be merged. Then you merge them, those ones that you know they can be like, it's like saying toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, they're all oral care. Then you can match them, and then you match them into 25. You reduce the product into 25. So I'm going to see the 50, I'm going to see the 25, then you reduce that 25, you reduce it into 10. And those 10 has to be like those 25 compressed into 10. So those 10 will be the final sets of products. Do we all understand this?
No, sir. No, I don't understand that.
You don't understand? Okay.
Yeah, like how to put it down to
Come
10.
again, please.
Okay. So we have 4 images here. You pick. I'm going to tell you which one to work on, like individual. Okay, I can see Sophia, you work on the teenage girl. Priska works on the baby. Bimbi works on the grandma, and then Mariam works on the young guy here. Individuals, like if you're working on the young guy, you think about, this is basically about generating ideas. You understand me? You think about 50 things that a young guy will likely buy, or a young guy will likely need. You understand me? 50 things that, like, no idea is crazy. 50 things that a young guy will likely buy or likely need. So when you write those 50 down, or let me reduce it to 40. 40 things that a young guy will likely need or likely buy. Then out of those 40 that you stated down, you go through them again. And then you sieve them, like if 2 or 3 are related or they are within the same usage or this, then you reduce those 40 into 20. So from those 20 again that you sieved down, out of all, then you group them again into 10. So those 10 are the final sets of products that I want to see, or service, product or service. Do we all understand?
Yeah, so but my problem now, how do we go about writing it? Like, how will it be presented? How will it be presented?
Okay, now it will be, this is how you do it. You create like a Google Docs documents, just Google Documents.
Okay.
And then you put it there.
I'm
Then,
coming.
can you hear me?
Sorry, yeah, coming, so daddy. Okay, yes, sir. Sorry.
You create a Google document, and then you put it there. You put, if it's the young girl, you put there, probably you put your name, you put the image you're working, like, no, not the image. Probably you could say the teenage girl, and then you put like an age bracket, and then you state your first 40 products. Under you state your 20 products, then the final 10 products. Then I'm going to share my email, then just share it with me. I would view it before the class, then we could discuss about it in our next meeting. Do we all understand? Do we all get it?
Yes, I get, but I want to ask, these products, are they mainly household products, or should we also include digital products? Like, for example, the baby now, like, for example, the baby, should
I
we
said
also
product or service. Product or service.
Okay.
Product or service, anything that you know they can buy or use. You understand me? Anything you know they can buy or use, it really matters that you can start with. Do you get it? So it's very important for you to like cast your net as wide as possible. Don't let anything limit you, because you can't use the product or you didn't use the product while coming up doesn't mean it can't sell now. So you come up with like any idea, and I want to see those crazy ideas. Come up with 40, streamline it to 20, and streamline it to the last 10. I didn't want to give you so much stress. I would have said streamline that 10 to 5. You understand? But let's stop at 10. Then I'm going to share my email with you all now. Then you can tag me or share it with me on Google Docs. Then we can like, I will see the assignment when we meet next. Then we will discuss. Yeah. So Sophia, you're going to be working on the teenage girl here. Priska, you work on the baby. Baby Ibrahim, work on the grand guy here.
Hello.
Hi,
I can't seem to hear anything.
even me too.
Okay.
Maybe his network. We lost him. I hope he rejoins again.
My network. I just went off. So did you all get it?
No, sir, we didn't. I didn't get mine.
No.
Okay. Let me share my screen again. I think for some reasons I can't share my screen. Okay. I can't share my screen. So I said Priska should work on the I think Sophia on the teenage girl. Then Priska should work on the
Baby.
baby. Then Bimbi should work on the grandma. Then Maria should work on the young guy. And then Mariam should work on, let's say, a young girl. No, like a woman married or breastfeeding. Like the grammar is different now. So a young woman, probably within the age range of, let's say 25 to like 45.
Okay.
We get it.
Okay, yes.
So we are
We
clear
did.
with the assignments now.
Yes.
Yes.
So is there any question that so let's discuss now. Let's discuss. Priska, since you are the host now, can you make me a co-host? So if I need to share my screen.
Are you serious? I didn't know. How did I?
Probably when I went off, then it's made you host.
Okay, let me quickly do.
Any Christian, any Christian?
So you said we are going to discuss about our personal
Yes, yes,
business. So
yes, yes,
when
yes.
would that be?
Okay, now let's start now. Let's use that to discuss. So tell me
You're
about
not.
your.
You're not a host.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So Maria, let's start with you. Tell me about your business. Like, is there any particular problem you're facing? And then just tell me the business, make it as brief as possible, then a particular problem you're facing at the moment.
The idea with cups, this local Hausa cups. And
Okay.
I know it's not everyone puts on the cups. So like my business range are mostly for like young guys from the age of 18 and above. So my problem here is like the business is kind of falling back.
What do you mean by falling back?
Yeah, it's like not going the way I wanted it to. Like it's
Yeah,
not
how-
generating customers.
It's not generating profits.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay. So was it that you invested a certain amount of money to start it, and then you still have those caps on ground you've not sold, or you've sold those caps out and the money is hanging somewhere, or the cost of buying is not much, there's no like profits, the profit margin is small between the amount you use in buying it from the amount you use in selling it? Be very, very specific.
Okay, I brought the cups, I have them down and they're not buying it. That's it.
Okay, they are not buying the caps.
Yes.
Okay. So it's one of two things. It's one of two things. Either you're targeting the wrong people. Either you're targeting, when you're selling the right product for the wrong people, there's a problem. Either you're targeting the wrong people or people does not know much about it. It's like when you're doing a business and then you're not like marketing it for the right people, it's like you are winking at someone in the dark. When everywhere is dark and then you're winking like this for someone, you know what you're doing, but no one else knows what you're doing. You understand?
Yes,
Me? So
yes.
either you're selling the right product for the wrong people, or you're not marketing to the right people. So this is what, do you have like an Instagram account?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you run ads?
No.
Okay. So sometimes, see, even me in my business, like I have an Instagram account that I like, because most of my customers are like, I'm not targeting the Instagram people. You understand? Because for me, people that are really paying me, they don't even use WhatsApp. So, but I put my products on Instagram just for the world to see. You understand me? So find your customers where they are, and then you sell the right products to them. First, try running ads. Try like take cool pictures, like take pictures, like very quality pictures. If you invest in marketing your products, like one way or the other, someone would ask a question, and then from questions, it will be turning to leads. Even if they didn't buy immediately, the next time they need a cap, they will think about you. That's one thing that marketing does. They might not buy immediately, but the moment they need that cap, or they know someone that needs it, your name will probably be the first person that will pop up. You understand? So try rethink how you're doing your marketing. Let me share my Instagram handle here. Then follow me, and then I'll go through your page. Then probably next week or probably on Instagram, then I can profile some of those things you could probably do to improve on your marketing and then your sales online, if that's okay by you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, is there any other question? Priska, okay, Priska is no more. Bimbi.
So don't forget your the Instagram handle.
Yes, yes, I'm sharing it on the group now.
All right, thank you.
Is there any other question before we close? We have some couple of minutes to go. Sophia, Nadiam. Are you guys on this session?
No
Question. Okay. Bimbi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, is there a question or you want to tell us about your business?
No, no questions.
No question. Okay. So I think in the absence of any question, that will be the end of our session today. And then I want to believe we've really understood this concept of idea generation, and the last couple of hours have been impactful so far. Kindly comment yes or no
Yes.
on the chat. Okay. So thank you very much for coming on. And then I have shared the Instagram handle both for my business and for personal. So I would take time to study individual businesses, and then would talk next week. So do have a lovely evening. Mariam, did you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. I see you on mute your mic. So do have a lovely weekend, and take care of yourselves.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you,
very
sir.
much. Have a
Thank you.
great weekend also.
Thank you.